McElroy.
I'm Nick Robinson.
And welcome to Coolgames Inc. It's your new favorite video game podcast where we design video games, and it's a Polygon product, and we make them, and you listen, and you listen to it. That's
we make them, you decide.
Nick, have been at this for what, like about almost 40 episodes now.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
That's a lot.
36. Well, no, you're right, because the juniors, 40.
Yeah, we did the juniors. So, like, I know we are half video games. Like, a lot of people listen to us because they want to know what's going on. They want to hear those good, like, Overwatch memes. But we're also more of, like, a business podcast. Like, we have a lot of business-minded biz professionals.
We are business insiders, as it were.
We're business insiders in the business, and there's a lot of economy people and business number people and, like, financials who also listen to the podcast and enjoy it because of, like, the high-minded biz talk.
Something that's been important to you from the beginning, and I've been with you every step of the way, is making sure that every single part of our organization is just loaded with business-oriented people. Like, our engineer is actually, he has a BFA in business.
He's got a BFA in business. I don't know if you know this about me. I also have a PhD in economy.
Nice.
So, it's all about business, and so I'm all about, like, looking for new business models and adapting them and adopting them and making them our own.
Adapting,
adopting, always evolving. And so what I think I might do is, I had this fun experience today, and I sort of had this epiphany, because I went to my GameStop about 30 minutes before it opened, and there's a line of about 30 people outside, and so I got in line thinking, this is a store that sells games, and then I tried to get one of the fucking stupid, idiot Nintendo classics, and I don't know why I want them. I don't know why I want it, but I did want it. And then I waited, and they were like, we only got 11. And I had to leave, and I didn't get the product I wanted to buy.
Did you buy anything?
It was crazy. I bought a PS4 Pro, but that's not...
That's okay, that's not the same product.
But please let me focus on my
Griffin,
biz-a-piff.
The thing you bought instead of it, the one,
it's the
$945 thing, it doesn't have the same computer games on it that the little gray one has. Did you know that?
I had a biz-a-piff. Because when I didn't get the thing I wanted to give them money in exchange for, and they want the money from, I started to wonder if they wanted the money at all in exchange for the thing. If they wanted to give me the thing for money.
You're saying that by not having the NES Classic in stock, they were kind of negging you a little bit.
They negged me just a little bit, and I'll be honest, I don't want the thing anymore, because I made a drive to get it, and I don't have it now. And I made the drive, and I had the money, but they didn't get the money from me. And I, Nick, to be honest, I think they don't want the money. So maybe there's a bit of, like, let go and let God thing for business. And it's something I've never really considered before, which is just like, what if we just hate business and hate money and hate getting money and hate operating like a business and getting money for goods and services?
You're saying go full Nintendo and just we're going to make 3 of every console every year as soon as we release it. We will give one to each of a random GameStop. If you don't pre-order, we will actually physically laugh at you.
Nintendo's catchphrase is, Nintendo, where fun gets born. And I'm thinking we change it up to, Nintendo, there's 9 of them. Fuck you.
We made 9 Nintendos this year.
I set an alarm for 4 p.m. Central Time to grab me one of those Amazon. By 4 p.m. and 008 nanoseconds, they're fucking gonzo. They're not going to be there when I need them. The fucking Waluigi amiibo is like, sorry, it's a dumb fucking toy. You have money? No.
It takes a lot more than just money to get our products. Do you think at some point, like, I'm just picturing Shigeru Miyamoto 40 years ago making some sort of deal with the devil, and maybe the devil is actually the man named Mario who worked in the Nintendo of America headquarters, who Mario is apparently based on. I like this idea.
Yeah, we are kind of like demonizing Italians, which I'm not crazy about.
We're demonizing one specific Italian named Mario.
Okay, all right.
My concern, I guess, is that at some point he made a trade, some sort of exchange with this man where, in exchange for his soul, they would make the best, most fun, positive, good vibes, beautiful, great video games for all ages, from 8 to 80. Everyone loves them. But in exchange, just something has to just really suck every time. And with the NES Classic, it's like, I think the cord is like 3 inches long, I'm pretty sure. Like, the cord is actually somehow behind the NES. It's tangled up in the HDMI cable.
Yeah, it's like one of those like shaftless acorn dicks. Is what that cord is.
Totally. It's just, it's baked in. It's actually, you know what I think it is? It's, you know how when you're on an airplane, you've got that little remote control in the arm seat that's about 4 centimeters? That's how the NES Classic works. Like, there's just this weird, it's so conspicuous at this point that, like, if there was any reasonable person in the room at any point in the creation of the NES Classic, someone would have been like, hey, I don't want to sit 45 millimeters from my 45-inch television.
Yeah.
Please make it longer. But I think that's the trade. I think in order for there to be games as good as Nintendo makes, there's some dark shit bring onto the surface, and I do blame that specific man named Mario.
I worked at a GameStop when the Wii came out, and I would not, if a time traveler came and gave me his time machine and said, have fun with this, but there's a chance you might end up in that 6-month span where you got 100 calls a day of angry parents, angry Christmas parents, just trying to get them their kids one of those beautiful devices. I would say no. Take your machine and go, please. Go back to the future or past or where you...
Not worth the risk.
Not worth the risk. Anyway, worst company basically of all time. And let's get into making the show.
Sure.
Maybe we like, because I don't want to just spend 6 minutes accidentally treating this like any other video game podcast. Maybe we just try to incorporate this ethos of... let's come up with some good shit, but then not let anybody have it. Although that is already kind of our ethos because nobody's really had our things yet.
That's true. We're in pre-pro on all these, but I guess we can strike a balance. We can make sure there's one monkey's paw situation for every like every game we make. We got to find a huge downside.
That's fun. Yeah, we're getting too good at this. We need to handicap ourselves.
We do. Here's one from Judanjan Branjan. Who says, Mario and Sonic judge the Olympic Games.
Now, this one is fun, because when I play an athlete game, and whether I don't know if that is a Madden, Backbreaker...
I think those are the three in the genre of athlete games. There's Madden, Backbreaker, and Mario and Sonic at the Rio Olympic Games 2012.
Yeah, I mean, there's also Outlaw Golf. So, like, when I play these games, I'm just like, oh, I'm getting exhausted just watching these guys.
Mm-hmm. This is I just want to say, for anyone who's heard our basketball ignoring simulator episode with Tara Long, I'm going to double check this person's post history and make sure this isn't a Tara Long burner account, because the idea of sitting on the sideline. Well, I think what appeals to me about this is, like, every other Mario and Sonic the Olympic Games it's Mario and friends riding horses. Everyone has seen that video of Wario riding an actual living organic horse from our universe,
which is
and how upsetting.
ridiculous. The horse would be destroyed.
Yeah, it would be Waluigi cannot sustain any other organic life. Or Wario, sorry. I don't think Wario could neither one of them can be combined in any way that doesn't result in physical harm to someone. What I love about this, though, is that it's Mario and Sonic judging the normal Olympic Games. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, interesting.
It's actually a very grounded, realistic Olympic thing. The only thing is that sitting behind those judging tables is Mario and Sonic. I guess what would be annoying is that Sonic would give everyone in the decathlon and all the sprinting activities a 1. Because he's probably pretty picky.
He's kind of a dick, yeah.
Yeah, well, just his standard of what going fast is probably very narrow.
It's a bit off, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't hit any loop-de-loops, huh?
But, like, that's just track. I would be more interested to see, like, how they handle it. Like, Waluigi judges gymnastics.
So you're saying...
Nastia Lukin is up there.
We've got everyone. We've got Blaze the cat. We've got Amy, the also hedgehog. All of them are playable judges in this game.
But it's just, I guess we'd have to work with, first of all, no. NBC, like, on Twitter, you can be like, hey, Nick, I'm going to come murder you. But you can't be like, here's a gif of somebody doing a ring thing, doing some sort of fun ring flips in the Olympics, because NBC will come and they'll sue your dad for everything he is worth.
They actually came, this happened to me, not this past Olympics, but during the Winter Olympics in 2014. They came and they did sue my dad, and they also took all the Ethernet cables out of our house so we couldn't go online anymore.
So no, I don't think they're going to work with us. I don't think they're going to give us all these beautiful old clips of Nastia Liukin doing her thing out there. I don't think they're going to be like, what do you need? That Tara Lipinski footage? Here you go. Here's all of it. Take it all.
They're not that type of, they're not as much of a little crafty startup as they used to be.
No, they used to be really scrappy, and now I count on CBS for that. Now I count on CBS for all my independent sort of entertainment. Have you seen this new show, Nick? And it's called The Great Outdoors, or I think maybe Great Indoors. One of those two.
The Big Bang Theory 2.
You would love it because it's about this guy, and he's a big outdoors man. And like it's Joel McHale, so you know he's a cool character. He's a cool cat, right? And he's like an outdoors man, so like he survives with his canteen and his axe, and he's doing a great job on the wild. And then he comes to this magazine, this outdoors magazine, and all the kids there are just fucking super shitty.
Oh, are they
just
like
really?
Don't tell me they're millennials, Griffin.
They're very millennials.
Oh
and
no!
Stephen Fry is in it. I love Stephen Fry, and so Joel and Stephen are just the whole time just like fuck these kids. And
is it a lot of Joel McHale folding his arms and going, really?
Yeah, and he's like, this is my emotional support animal. And he's like, that's not a thing. And then like, if you're watching this and you're like 50 years old, then you just start masturbating right to it,
right onto your screen.
Have you heard of this Survivor? And it's Gen X versus millennials. Hey CBS, can you fucking chill out for a second, please?
They're so mad. They're so mad.
So fucking mad at us. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
I'm just imagining what the writer's room is like on a show like Joel McHale's Anti-Millennial Shrug or whatever it's called, where they're just sitting around just being like angry that anyone younger than them has ever existed. They're like, I'm just imagining the worst version of this show, having never watched it and knowing that I never will watch it. Just a version where Joel McHale picks up like any device and goes, iPod, and then throws it away. Like, just I want the version that is as shitty as I hope this show is. I want the version where they just have no grasp on what modern life is in 2016, because I feel like that's the undercurrent of any anti-millennial old comedy writer sentiment tends to be just fear, right?
There's fucking Joel McHale picking up a MacBook Pro and being like, what is this, your safe space? Like, no, it's a MacBook Pro.
No, it's a MacBook Pro. Can
you please
Joel, you have a MacBook Pro.
Oh my god. Fucking Jeff Probst's like, I bet you guys are barfing without your phones. Will you fucking shut up? Shut your old mouth. This was a wild tangent.
Yeah,
Survivor is my safe space, and I can't fucking even go there anymore.
They took it from you.
And then there's commercials with Joel McHale just like, PC culture, right? Like, we're at an Olive Garden. Can you please? We were having a nice meal, and you, like, it's been silent for 11 minutes while we all ate our fettuccine. And then you just immediately just like sat up and you looked at all of us in the eye and you finished chewing and you swallowed it and you said, PC culture.
And it's like, hey Joel, can we go to one restaurant, Joel, where you don't start screaming at the waiter for being an SJW because they have a nose piercing? Like, Joel, I love that. It's actually not fair to Joel anymore, because now I'm projecting everything shitty about this show onto him as a person, and Joel's probably a very nice gentleman. He's just trying to get that skrill. You know how it is.
Yeah. Okay, I have a lot of really good ones, and I actually kind of want to save some of the really good ones for here in, oh god, we've been going like 15 minutes here and for a few minutes, I guess, because I want to wait, because I feel like we have some that are definitely going to be like real hits. But so let's hit this one that I know I just sort of threw shade at, saying I don't think it's going to be the nug, but Finn99 says, Titanfall, but instead of calling in mechs, you call a guy named Darren who falls from space, and you do battle on his shoulders.
I do love this. So prepare for Darren fall. When I read this suggestion, I pictured Darren as like tall, but not that tall. He's like 6'1". You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's just like, he's taller than average man, but he's nothing too buck wild.
I'm imagining sort of an Attack on Titan, but they're not all weird and nude, right? Like, I feel like Darren's got some short.
As much as I like Darren fall, I'm not opposed to Attack on Darren. Shingeki no Darren.
Yeah, it's the Yeah, did you play the Attack on Titan game?
I played a little bit of the 3DS one.
Man, I played it on PS4 over at Juice's when we were shooting the TV show, and it was we would come home from shooting the Mabim Bam show at like 10 every night, just like so drained and stressed and exhausted. Playing that game, I owe that game a large debt of gratitude because there is nothing more relieving than just flying around and cutting the fuck out some big dudes.
Just chunking off the back of a Darren's neck.
It's fun. I can't believe how well that game works. Anyway, yes, no, I just want to be. I don't want to fight the Darren.
Yeah, let's not get violent.
No, I want to be. Well, we will get violent, but we will get violent with Darren, not on or to Darren.
Right. We're on Darren's side. So, are we fighting other Darren-bound pilots?
Once we've gotten enough points, I guess. Titanfall 2's on the way because everybody's talking about how sick that game is, and Target was like, "We have it for like $35."
Yeah.
So I did just buy it, and I'm excited to get into it. But like, I imagine you have to run around and do your fighting pre-Darren, but when you get Darren going, then it's like time to roll.
There are things you can do to kind of build up your Darren meter faster. Like if you get some good kills, if you grab. Oh, so here's an interesting. I've been playing just shitloads of Titanfall 2. It has been my sweet release for the past couple weeks.
I feel like I guessed wrong. You know how every year there's like 3 shooters and you have to guess.
Yeah.
And I guessed Battlefield 1. And that wasn't the right one. I think it was Titanfall 2.
Put your eggs in the TF2 bag. What system do you get it on?
PS4.
Okay. Well, that's too bad.
PS Force.
The Piss Force. Because you got that Piss Force Pro now, so you're gonna get to play it.
Yeah.
Like a higher resolution, slightly technically or whatever. That's a weird one. Anyways, that game has a mechanic where you jump onto an enemy Titan, and instead of immediately doing damage to them the way you used to, you still do damage to them, but you yank a battery out of them. And then
what would that be for Darren?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Well, just to give you further context, when you yank the battery out of an enemy Titan, you can run up to a friendly Titan or your own Titan and put a full bar of shields on it.
Oh shit!
So it's
that's
super
sick.
powerful. So what is Darren's energy core? Like, what's the mechanic? What are you going to mount when you mount an enemy Darren? What are you yanking?
Yeah. So I think it might just be a Bud Light Lime.
Okay. Ooh.
And you tear it out of his hands. He's like, "Oh, come on, man." Well, he's huge, so he'd be like, "Oh, come on, man."
He talks at 80% of a normal person's speed because he's 20% bigger.
I was gonna drink that for power.
I love this because to put this back in the Titanfall 2 context, I'm wall running frantically trying to get out of there, trying to get to my friendly Titan, while in the background I just hear like, "Man, I wanted that. I only got 3 left."
Not my BL Lime. And then, like, it's a fucking huge BL Lime, like you're on Supermarket Sweep. You remember how they would have those fucking inflatables? Those huge inflatable prizes? You know how they had the huge inflatable prizes, Nick? Like, you would go and it would be like a tube of Pringles, but it would be like the fucking size of your dad.
I believe you that's how it works. I mean, there is a big Bud Light Lime that they sell. There's both a tall boy and a Limerita variant.
No, this is a tall.
This is bigger.
This is the size of a tall boy.
This is a tall capital T, capital B with a space in between.
So it's a little cumbersome, but then you throw it into your own Darren. He's like, "Thanks, man. Slug a chug chug," and he chugs it on down. Now, something we haven't addressed is Darren a discrete form of big man, big friend who has his own abilities, but then there's other, like, here comes to prepare for Scott fall, and then Scott is there, and Scott's a whole nother story.
I love this. So there, just let's go, because I feel like the closer we hew to TF2, the happier we'll be, because that's a great video game.
So
there should be 6 discrete classes. We've got Scott fall. We've got Darren fall. There has to be a Chad fall, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. So Darren can just jump extremely high. He's a very mobile boy, and he likes Bud Light Lime. Scott, I think, has fire breath.
Is there one who I want Chad to be extremely cool and extremely
Chad is just fucking cool. Like, Chad doesn't have any powers. He's just like, he's cool to get up on. Is it a baby Bjorn? Am I getting strapped into Chad via a large baby Bjorn or a man? It would be a man Bjorn.
So you're talking. You are you're wearing him as an exosuit. You're kind of strapped to the very front of him, and your arms.
I don't know that I want to climb in his like.
I was thinking the same thing. I don't want to do that either. I want him to be a willing participant. He has strapped me to him. You know what I mean? He's he wants me there, and
He desperately wants me there.
I like that. Now
Let's move on. Now let's move on. We've got it.
Yeah,
That's a good one. And you know what? That one, let's just tie it to a balloon. Watch it float away. Bye.
Bye, Darren. Bezunth says Super Mario Moonshine.
That's just he gets real fucked up and he tries to party. He gets ready to party.
He does. I mean, why was Mario Sunshine called that? Because you're at the beach.
Yeah, I guess so.
So would Moonshine be you're in the forests of the mountains of like North Carolina?
Yeah, something like that.
A cabin. Have you ever had like real moon? Because you're also from the South. You ever had real moonshine?
Yes. What?
Like,
yes.
Like real, like made in a weird jug moonshine. Like right before you sip from it, someone's like, "Hey, there's like a 20% chance you're gonna be blind after this. Like you may never see again." That kind of moonshine.
Sure, dog.
What would happen if we were to give that to Super Mario?
But is it in his fucking tank? Like, is that what he's blasting it?
You're saying,
yo Toad, wow, and Toad's like, my skin is dissolving.
His flood is filled with true Louisiana moonshine.
Yeah.
Which Mario characters would you, if you had a finite amount of moonshine, who would you want to blast with it in the Mario universe to get him drunk? I want Petey Piranha to get real fucked up and tell me why he wears that diaper all the time.
It's gonna take a lot.
It will take a lot.
I mean, because first of all, he's big. He's a plant. He can probably photosynthesize it and turn that alcohol into like sugar or something like that.
Right.
But not only that, he's wearing the diaper, and he does that so he can get like piss force drunk.
Totally. There's an absorbency to it.
Exactly.
Not to totally, and I know I have to say this pretty much every episode. Not to put Charles Martinet, the voice actor of Mario, Luigi, Waluigi, and Wario, on blast. But I was watching a video of someone playing Mario Maker with Charles Martinet the other day.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cute because as this dude, I think it was Eurogamer, was like running through the level, Charles Martinet was watching them play through Mario Bros. And adding live like commentary to it, like Mario jump sounds and stuff, which is a great idea. Except Charles Martinet saw a piranha plant and called it Petey Piranha. He's like, "Oh look, there's a Petey Piranha there," and I'm like, "Dude, aren't you like the guy? How do you not? You're the guy. How do you not?" There are two different. Petey Piranha is a piranha plant. Not all piranha plants are Petey Piranha. You fucking. You're dude. You're literally Mario.
It is tantamount to seeing just any like person shaped thing in the Mario universe and being like, that is Waluigi.
Right.
It's not. That one has a name.
Her name's Rosalina. Like,
yeah, wrong.
Not the same character. Here's one that I really like because we got a lot we can work with it. Jersey Crawler, and I want to know what this makes you think. Jersey Crawler just says, "Steal me, I'm perfect."
This is a game where if you can steal it, you can legally steal it from the store. It's sort of a folk game.
Oh, I love that. It's like System of a Down, Steal This Album vibes a little bit.
Yeah.
That sounds
exactly
good to me.
like that. And I think it may be scored and art designed and programmed by System of a Down.
Okay, so Serge Tankian is in charge of level design.
Yes.
I mean, if there are a few System of a Down songs that are already, they set out such vivid tableaus that it practically already is like a short hour-long experiential sort of walking simulator vibe. Like, walk up to the refrigerator, doors closed, lights are out, butter's getting hard. It's basically... I haven't played Virginia, but I think that's what it's about.
More or less level 3 of Virginia, yeah. I don't know that much about their milieu, because I saw the music video for that one.
Yeah.
And it gave me such a scare. And I said, I don't think I want to go where these guys are going.
There's some dynamic camera movement in that music video.
I can't even talking about it. It brings the scare back.
I mean, every line of that does work, though. In the upper left corner of the screen is a video game objective, right? Wake up. That's mission 1. Yeah. Grab a brush, put on a little makeup.
Yeah. Why don't you put the kids up on the table?
I think it's the keys. Why'd you leave the keys on the table? Here you go, create another Fable. Oh my god, Fable 4. Molyneux's back.
Hey, he's back. Him and Serge getting it done. I have one here that I like a lot, and it's from Fort99, who says, "Do you ever feel like golf needs more slam dunks? Try this new game, basketball."
Basketball. All right, so how do we're going to need to figure out right off the bat how we physiologically augment a golf course to support dunking, because that is hard when the golf hole is on the ground. What do we...
Sure, I'm sort of thinking a stealth golf game, multiplayer golf game. sort of like Hot Shots golf, but your camera perspective, I think, should be first person, right? You don't get this behind the back
bullshit
3pp.
None of that behind the back BS that the other golf games are trying to
no, it's a
you.
first person perspective, right? But you exist with all of your friends in real time, and you're also golfing in real time. Like, you're all golfing at the same time. And so it's first person perspective. So you need to look down at the ball, right, when you're like trying to hit your shot. That's what they say. Keep your eye on the ball.
Yep.
But while you're doing that, your competitor can just pick his ball up, just fucking start running. Let's just start running for the hole and just like put it in there. And if you don't see him, that's it.
So
it's a slam dunk.
It's almost like a base, like he's stealing first base.
It's like with baseball stealing, but also basketball dunks, because I think you can do like flips and shit, and it'll reduce your strokes
from downtown. Now, how do we? I guess what I need from you, Griffin, is an equivalent of shattering the backboard in golf.
Yeah, I think if the whole green where the hole is
glass.
If it just sort of falls out and collapses like a sinkhole, like in Space Jam when he falls into Looney Tunes world.
Yeah.
And then, like, you remember in Space Jam, this is something people don't usually talk about, but that Wayne Knight digs his way down into the Looney Tunes world. Like, Michael Jordan got pulled in. He got invited in and pulled in with cartoon magic, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Wayne Knight, like, did not give up on his best friend and, like, dug his way down through the mantle of the earth to find his best friend, Michael Jordan. And, like, he did it. He found Michael Jordan when nobody else would. He dug his way into the mantle of the earth to find Looney Town.
Now, does that imply maybe that film takes place in hell?
I don't think. Yeah, actually,
I think because everything you're telling me is the same way you would describe where hell is, where you go when you try to go to hell. If you were trying to go to hell, you would go down into the ground until you get to the devil, who I guess in this case would be Babs. But which one's this? Which one's the girl rabbit who's good at slam dunks and
Mrs. Bugs.
Mrs. Bugs.
Can I do one more?
Yes.
Here's one from Teen Queen, who says, a DDR machine with a second, smaller DDR machine right next to it. It can only be played by a human marionette team, and oh boy, you better not tangle those strings.
Now that seems hard, because in DDR, there's a type of step called a crossover, where it's specifically a pattern of eighth notes. You have to tangle your human strings to do it. That seems very hard. I mean, I have seen some really good videos of like little plastic skeletons on strings outside, like sitting next to an open guitar case with people throwing money into it. Yeah. And that stuff's always really good. The skill ceiling seems very high.
Very, very high.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Of those videos of just like a little marionette man dancing in the street?
Yeah, it makes him like twerk, and everybody's like,
that's a good
viral.
Twerk. I'll take some cash for that. there was one, I used to go to this beach in North Carolina every summer with my family, and one year I went the same year that my friend Wes, who this was like in middle school, he went the same year as me, same week as me, same beach as me. And there was a pier at this beach in North Carolina that had like a DDR Max 2 cabinet in it. It was just full of sand. It was like garbage. But we were at the pier arcade that afternoon playing video games, and we were a little short on cash. So we took I handed Wes a water cup, and I was playing DDR, which I was pretty good at the time. And he was just kind of holding the cup out, trying to get tips from people while I played DDR real good. And we actually got like $3. Like I was able to fund another round of DDR.
Well, that's the dream. Now you can play it you basically own that machine at that point.
Right. It's self-sustaining. It feeds into itself.
Did you favorite the one from Daniel Weimels?
Daniel Weimels.
It's the one that I sent you in Slack earlier and said, this is so good. I think it might be the Nug.
Yes. Yeah. The one with 102 upvotes.
Yeah. You want to read that one?
Sure.
Because I think, do you agree? I think this is the Nug.
It's really good. Daniel Weimels suggests online multiplayer game that likes a random friend's Facebook photo from 2 years ago every time you die.
We have a lot of freedom here, and
we do. It says online, and actually, I might want to pull in our guest now to kind of help us figure out the meat and potatoes of the online.
I think we can polish it a little bit more, but yeah, I'm worried that they've given us like enough rope to sort of hang ourselves with here.
Yes,
but a game where, and we kind of did this with Cook for Cube, right? Where you would tweet something horrible.
Yeah.
This is not quite as damning.
This is more
that.
cringy than like career ruining. Do you know what I mean? Like this is we've revised and refined social permadeath down to where it's more of just a social injury. It's more of just like a cringe kneecapping.
It's enough to keep me the fuck up at night.
Yeah.
Because when I see that on mine, just don't do that to me now. I can't handle that right now.
Right.
Why are you looking at pictures of me from 2 years ago?
How did you end up there?
How did you end up at this place?
It's bad. It's always a weird vibe just to be on the receiving end, but then also to be the one who did it, and to know that you can't unlike that. Like that push notification has been sent into the Apple servers. Yeah.
I feel like maybe we should combine this idea with another idea that we've gotten sent, just to give it a little bit more structure.
Okay, I'm not opposed to that. We marry it with another one.
With another dope idea.
Let me think about this. We could maybe rapid fire some alternatives here.
Yeah, sure.
Donut Secret One says animal double crossing.
I'm really into that. That was actually the highest rated comment of the week in this Reddit thread.
It's really good.
I've been playing so much. This is not a joke. New Leaf.
Yeah.
Since the update came out, I've been playing it basically every day. Started a new town, started fresh, and that game is a balm to my poor mental well-being.
I have a pet theory, which is Nintendo somehow knew that this might be a hard week for everyone, and they were like, because in hindsight, it's one of those 2020 hindsight things where it's like, why would they release an enormous, huge content update for free to a 4-year-old game completely out of left field? And now I'm like, oh, that's why they did that.
I got one here. It's from Boss 1000 who says, Wedgie Fisame.
I like that. And also let's note for the audience that wedgie is italicized here. It's emphasized.
Yeah, I think I pronounce wedgie. So I guess you're the big man. You're the big Nintendo man himself, and you don't know what weed is, but you do run around just like giving people the biz all day. If Reggie Fils-Aimé gave me a wedgie, do you think I would then be two boys?
Would it bisect you down the middle? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I would be two half boys.
2.5 boys, starring Joel McHale.
No, just the two boys, and like the left side of me would be good at math, and the right side of me would be like where all the language centers are.
I see what you're saying. A left boy, right boy situation.
Left boy, right boy.
Do we split your name in half? Is there Griff and Finn now?
Or Gry.
And then Finn with two Fs?
Yeah.
I enjoy that. Well, tell you what, I'm going to bring in our guest now. I think we're going to do a kind of a slightly unconventional thing where we roll through these last few. We invite him into the rapid fire zone.
Yeah, let's tee it up for him and see what he does with it, because I'm so tired.
Okay, we're back. Our guest this week is Dan Reichert from GiantBomb.com, author, video game playing man.
What's the business card? Yeah,
that's what it says on the front. Author, back, video game man.
I like to think of Dan as like a sort of like a nasty wrestling man. Like Dan, I don't know what you.
They have a word for that, Griffin.
What's that?
It's called a heel.
Well, no, I don't. I mean, I don't think of you actually in the ring, like doing your heel thing. But you just, when I think of your brand, and I don't know how you like to think of your own brand, but when I think of your brand, I just think that's a nasty wrestling man.
Okay, all right, I could add that to the business card.
There is you scoff, but there is a Dan brand.
I get that. I've never thought of it as a brand. Although I do have to leave here and go down to Pacifica to be a nasty wrestling man tonight.
Like today. Like he's got a hard out to go be a nasty wrestling man. So you kind of hit the nail on the head, Griffin. So the way this is going to work, Dan, we've kind of settled on an idea, although it's a bit of a loose idea, for a video game. It's going to be the next game that our company, Coolgames Inc. makes. And we would love your input on it, your reaction to it, and just kind of help us build it out, because it is very... Would you say
it's nothing.
Kind of
it's not a good pitch, Dan, and I apologize in advance for it.
Well, I have never designed a game. I'm not an expert like you guys, so we'll see how I do here.
Right, but like everybody in like this side of the games like journalism industry, you are 100% sure that you could just do it better than the folks are doing
Oh, of
now.
course, yeah.
Man,
Right.
they just fuck up left.
Like
and right.
I guess
Yeah,
my
of
main
course.
question whenever I play a video game that isn't good is why didn't they just do it good? Why didn't they just
Yeah,
make it good instead of bad?
They should have made that decision early on when they were
That's-
sitting around the table. Like, let's make a good game. Write that on the whiteboard.
That should be in every design doc. Just print it in there. Is make it so when you shoot the gun, it feel good.
Sounds good.
It should sound good. Definitely
sound good, and when you kill the other men, it should look and feel great.
I
Like, that's
want my
easy.
reticle.
That's fucking easy.
I want my reticle to be red when that man is dead.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
good
make
system.
that good.
So the pitch that we're going with this time around, Griffin, do you want to tell them what we got so far?
I'll read you the prompt, because the prompt is literally everything we've got so far.
Okay.
Sent in by Daniel Weimels, who suggests online multiplayer game that likes a random friend's Facebook photo from 2 years ago every time you die.
So it's very high stakes.
Oh,
It is
boy.
a very high stakes game, and I think the way that we make it more of a robust experience, because like we don't know what the meat of the game is, so I think first we sort of focus on this the immense social discomfort that comes from liking anybody's Facebook photo. What's the cutoff point? At what point do you get a like on a Facebook photo that you think like, why are you fucking looking at my pics
2013.
from
20. Wow, that's because for me, if it's like
Dog,
if the
that's
photo's
way too far
a
back.
month and a half, 2 months
yes.
old, I'm like, you went down the well.
Well, that depends on how often you're posting on Facebook.
That's true.
You know?
That's
Yeah.
definitely true.
Because I post like once every 2 months or something.
Right. So if somebody likes a photo of you from 2013, that's your 4th most recent photo.
yeah.
That makes sense.
all right,
that is a
I guess
factor.
that's,
So maybe-
that's a wrinkle I hadn't considered. See, I was thinking like 6 months.
Yeah,
Tops.
that sounds right.
It's going to vary greatly, and also when you talk about what the game is, like, is this a Call of Duty multiplayer game where I'm dying once every 35 seconds?
See,
Or
that's
is
a
this-
lot.
Or is
Yeah.
this like a journey where it's technically multiplayer,
Yes.
but I'm going to die maybe twice, and my scarf will get tiny, and then I like a picture?
I think that's a good idea. We do have to build from the ground up, from this foundation of like dying should be rare, but like almost easy to avoid. Like you want that MGS3, like you're nursing your wounds, pulling arrows out of your body, trying to just not die because you do not want to like your
But-
ex-girlfriend's photo of her and her dad from 2008.
But can I suggest that there will be a level where you will die a lot. Like there will be in our like peaceful journey, you'll die sometimes game. There will be a fucking blight town.
But
And
it's
you're gonna-
multiplayer. Like, these are people
Yeah,
trying to kill
yeah.
you conceivably,
That's true.
right? This isn't like a level-based game.
I'm trying to think of like other times games recently have made me scared of dying, and I've just been playing so much Titanfall 2 multiplayer lately. There's that thing at the end of a Titanfall 2 match where they like at the end of the match, if you lost, your goal is to escape. This was in Titanfall 1 also, and if you win, your goal is to stop the other team from escaping. And everyone has permadeath on for the last like minute and a half
and
of that
and
match.
there's no point to it. It is just dunking on them.
It's insult to injury mode, but it's in that moment when the phrase epilogue pops up on screen, I get so nervous.
Yeah.
There's a little buffer, though. I feel like I've
Yes.
died right after Epilogue shows up, and then it's still like, oh, respawn.
I
Cool.
actually I was in a match recently where I saw an enemy and the word epilogue popped up, and I waited for 5 seconds to kill him because I knew he would respawn. And it
that's
was
good.
It was very dark.
That's a nasty wrestling man.
That
thing
is a
to do.
nasty wrestling man move right there.
Let me float this.
Okay.
I think the way that we add a little bit of complexity to this is we think of other Facebook social faux pas that we can make, and we
Yes,
start
okay.
with the more innocuous ones, right? So like low stakes mode, when you're low on the competitive ladder, right? You're rank 1 through 10, maybe it's just a poke.
No,
maybe it's just a poke.
Do they-
I think it makes it so you see a event invite that you purposely didn't
That's
open.
awesome. Yes.
So they see the scene thing, but then you don't say
That's
anything
really
about
good.
it, and you have to pretend like you didn't see it.
Or it upgrades a maybe RSVP that you did to a firm yes.
But as you level up, it goes to auto confirm.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
goes to
that's-
auto convert,
oh
and
my
then
God.
but then like the higher tier players, right? High risk, high reward. Maybe there's like better. I don't know, fucking cosmetics. Again, we don't know what this game is. Is it a MOBA? Is it a shooter? I don't know.
Well, I think even above the confirm, I think it should auto post for you that you will be coming and bringing like a thing that you baked a thing.
Yeah, like I'll bring the lasagna.
Yeah,
that's good. I think
we'll use that Tomodachi Life food database.
Yes, just it attaches a photo, like a 24 by 24 pixel photo of a lasagna from Tomodachi Life. I think it would, I mean, if to keep this escalation going, I feel like the highest penalty needs to be something like it messages somebody who you haven't talked to in 5 years at 3 a.m. with haha, what's up?
Yeah, no, I think the highest is it goes to their friends list and it sends friend requests to all of their friends, and then when they see they only have one mutual friend, they will message them and be like, "Hey, who the fuck is this guy?"
That's true. Who's this weirdo? This person gets 50 of those messages at once because you added all 800 of their Facebook friends. Oh
wow,
my
that's
God.
really bad.
This is sort of like nuclear concentrated cringe-inducing.
Which is not a new concept here at Coolgames Inc. One of the first games we made was a game where you put in your deepest, darkest, most racist thought, and then if you ever stopped playing the game, it would tweet that thought out. Yeah. I think there's a way to structure it into ladders. I think there's a way to make it so that like at the very top, maybe there's just 2 players playing, 2 players always playing through the end of time, with this immense risk of. Maybe your Facebook just gets fucking deleted. Although honestly, that would be like freeing me from my genie's curse at this point.
Could it trigger like a Facebook live broadcast at random times?
Oh my gosh!
Like throughout the day when you're not playing the game, like if you've got a really bad kill-death ratio, at some point in the next 72 hours, your phone's going to go live for 30 minutes.
Oh no!
You don't know when it is. Video, audio, everything.
I mean, if my phone is on my desk, it's already at the very least going to be a very unflattering camera angle of me just from the chin up.
Yeah.
So best case scenario, it's not great.
And we talk about embargoes and stuff with our jobs a lot,
That's
so
true.
it could be really bad.
You get in trouble.
Yeah. Ugh. So what's the game? What's the game then?
I don't think it's a shooter. It needs to be something weirder than just like some team deathmatch shooter. We need to figure out death frequency before we can decide what kind of game this is. I'd say less than a first-person shooter.
Right.
More than a Journey.
Yeah, but I mean, what multiplayer type games do we have in that middle ground?
MMO's death is not as frequent.
Yeah.
So it could be like an Arma or a DayZ, where like if you die, it's like it's very, very, very
the
bad.
The whole game is about not dying, like a Rust vibe.
Like
How
a
often
Rust
you die
vibe.
in one of those weird put a stick in a rock games together, like Ark or whatever? Do you die a lot in those?
I mean, you don't want to, right? Because there's some servers that are like permadeath, some that like you just drop all your shit, and so it is not that frequent.
Okay,
I'm thinking like once every 2 hours.
I was thinking, how about like horde mode Gears?
Okay,
because you're not dying that often there.
Right.
Like you're downed and your buddies can help you up.
Like, please come help me up before I friend request all my friends' dads at the same time.
Yeah, that would be really tense. I think Gears horde mode frequency is the way to go.
Like just mashing X, trying not to die because you know what's at stake socially.
And some drone is running at you to stomp your head while your buddy's coming up to try to save you.
That's good game design right there.
Yeah.
That's tense.
Yeah,
that's goatee territory.
I think. Well, first of all, we're having a lot of fun here today on this episode of Coolgames Inc. with our friend Dan Reichert. This is how every Facebook game works, though. It's the one thing we have to keep in mind, because it's like, do you want to get a new fucking rake for your farm? Do you want to learn how to grow? Do you want some packets of corn seeds? Okay, well, just send 1 million requests out to everybody you've ever met and all of your exes and all of their dads, and you get one corn kernel for each individual one of those.
But doesn't everyone have all those game request things turned off? Like, I have not seen any of those in like 2.5 years.
I actually think there must have been a bill that made them illegal or something, because I just have not seen one in a minute. This could be the new that, though. Like, you have to, when you first boot up the game, you log in with your Facebook, and nobody really checks that, like, are you sure you want to log in screen? So it's like, this will just give access to basic info, your email address, the ability to send and receive messages and friend requests, and add photos and like photos and poke people.
Yeah.
And broadcast from your phone.
And broadcast from your phone at any time.
You have to
jailbreak your iPhone for this game to work.
I was thinking the other day about how when I was at Joystick, I would write about a Farmville back in like the height of the zeitgeist. Like I would write about the Farmville games. And now the thought of somebody getting on their computer and going to Facebook.com and thinking, time to play a game, it to me is tantamount to me getting on my printer to cook some soup. Like
Right.
it's so not where you do the thing to do the thing.
They pivoted, I guess.
Time to play a Facebook game. What are you talking about?
So weird.
I don't know if I've ever. I think I played a Facebook game once, and that's when Jetpack Joyride came out.
Got a good
and
Facebook
Oh, shit,
port.
yeah.
I played a lot of the Facebook edition of You Don't Know Jack. That was like a ritual for me for a minute.
That was a
but
good one. That was a really good. That was probably the best one.
It's sad. It's gone now.
Yeah.
We're losing the plot. So
We're losing the thread.
It needs to be something with infrequent death. The horde mode thing kind of works for me because that's already a game with that tension of not wanting to die. There's already something on the line.
And I also think there has to be some sort of the riskier thing that you're wagering, the better gear, the better rewards you get in game, right?
So you get like a
in,
mulcher if you agree to do the broadcast thing or something?
Yes. So at the beginning, you choose your. It's almost like choosing your difficulty level or something. Like,
Or you can get the cards, because I don't know if you played Gears 4, but you get the cards that you can slot in, like, oh, your turrets have 10% extra rate of fire, but you turned on the poke thing.
Right. You have activated the ability to receive and send pokes, which another thing I'm not sure exists on Facebook anymore, but I haven't been poked on Facebook in years and years and years, but that could
Oh
just
man,
be
I'm getting poked like 3-4 times a weekend, dude.
getting them all day. Huh. Yeah, I do like it's almost like a system. I mean, maybe we could structure it like, you know, in Forza you can turn on those things that like increase your score multiplier but make the game harder. Do you know what I mean? Maybe like the more of these sort of Facebook pain points you're willing to suffer, the better the rewards are at the end of the match if you survive.
Or if it's not even like you have to die for this bad thing to happen. Like, okay, in Horde mode, you get these automated turrets, and they cost a lot of money, or your power or whatever. So it's like, hey, you can buy a turret at the cost of, we're going to send out 5 friend requests, we're going to send out 5 random messages, but you'll get this turret.
So it's like a currency.
So
Yeah.
our previous thing was
good.
social permadeath. This is social microtransactions, essentially. You're spending social currency to get in-game rewards.
Yeah, and you have to decide, like, okay, well, it'll send out 5 pokes if I get this turret, but that turret might keep me from dying, which activates the super bad thing.
Which, that'll protect you from sending out 5 confessional, paragraph-long, I've always loved you messages to people you haven't seen since 1998.
Well, let me float this. Maybe we get rid of the... When you die, you do something awful on Facebook. Maybe because I mean, honey attracts flies a lot better than vinegar, right? It's all about that carrot, not about that stick. Mm-hmm. And I think there's something beautiful about forcing people to like a 3-year-old picture of their ex-girlfriend's dad. Mm-hmm. But to get like a fucking rocket launcher in a virtual world that only comes with three rockets in it.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we've actually, it's almost and maybe if this game's popular enough, we could change the entire conversation around Facebook permanently. It could become a very nice place. Maybe I do like that photo of my ex-girlfriend's dad. Maybe he's a nice guy and I like looking at him. Like
No. It's going to make Facebook unusable. Okay. If this game takes off, Facebook will become a fucking wasteland. And boys, don't get me wrong, mission accomplished.
Right, we're destroying Facebook from the inside.
Objective completed.
Can one of the penalties be, one of the harsher penalties be, you re-friend someone you unfriended at a point so they know you unfriended them?
That's good, yeah.
Oh man, maybe there's a thing called like block swap, and it unblocks all the people you blocked and blocked all the people
Vice
you haven't
versa.
Okay, perfect. That's the ultimate one.
That's got to be a big one. That's like a World of Warcraft boost to 100 coupon.
That's buckwall. Could there be a thing where you actually like you engage with a friend's parents' very political public Facebook post, like you chime in, like it just automatically chimes in on some political shit. You just starts a conversation. You reply to every reply on a political status, and just your notifications are fucked for the next 3 months.
Does it agree with this?
I mean, it could just be like, wrong. You're the reason why things are bad now, and like that's probably that's probably good and universal.
God, starting an argument with your friend's parents on Facebook.
I just love this idea of this game killing the book, because everybody's like talking about how it's all everything's very divisive, and how do we fix how divisive it is? And my solution is we fucking destroy the website platform, because we make it so that like every time you log in, it's like all my friends are blocked for some reason, and I messaged 3 exes, and I have 800 pokes. Like, I can't even see my front page right now is like, you got poked by Derek. You got poked by Derek again. You got poked by Derek a third time. Dude needed some rockets. Dude needed mad rockets.
This is what Death Stranding is going to be.
It has to be.
Kojima has talked before about how he wanted to make a game where the disc would, like, I don't know if it would actually, like, ignite in your disc tray, but the game would become unusable if you died.
There was also a talk where he said that by his standard, every other multiplayer online game right now is about sticks that keep people apart, and he wants to make a game about threads that tie people together. I think we might just be working on this. Do we just call this game Death Stranding? Is that the game we made?
This is Death Stranding 2.
This is in fucking true Kojima fashion. This is like Death Stranding. Shit. What was the bad Metal Gear Solid? Ground Zeroes, right? Okay. It was.
It's a great game.
It was a great, really, really poorly packaged $40 piece of shit. Okay, so this is the thing that kills Facebook, right? And it's like a fine horde shooter, whatever. God. Maybe my boy Ritas is in it, right? And he shows up at the end, and you have to like you have to like talk into your PS4 webcam and like say the devil's real name in order to summon the true end.
So by the way, the devil's real name is Mingus Ritas.
Come on.
Do you get a automatic friend request or a confirmed friendship with Ritas on Facebook when you buy this game?
That's some $100 like game.
That's a pre-order thing, yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I would buy the standard edition because I don't want to embarrass myself in front of Norman Reedus or Mingus Reedus. When I lose at the game. Just for context, Norman Reedus has a son named Mingus Reedus.
Does he really?
He really does.
Oh, it's really wonderful. Is that the kid in the trailer? Or that was a robot baby, right?
Oh, shit.
Little oil baby.
So, but anyway, this is the prequel, right? $40 prequel. It sets up the game and it teaches you about the game and it fucking kills the platform Facebook. And then Death Stranding is new Facebook.
The better
and it brings
Facebook.
us all together.
The new world. Okay.
Kojima's face. God, there are 2 things I really am in love with right now. One is the fact that this episode is going to go up with the title Death Stranding Ground Zeroes. The other thing that I really love is the idea that Hideo Kojima, like the Kojima we've been seeing for decades at Konami, that was him leashed.
Yeah.
Kojima Unleashed releases a $40 2-hour toilet game that destroys Facebook.
Yes.
That's so on brand for him. I love that. Yeah, this is I think we found our nug. I think we're making
this is a dank nug. Yeah.
What does it cost? Is it $40 again? $30 on PS3, $40 on PS4.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The more hands we put this thing in, the more pokes and fucking ex-girlfriend friend requests and racist dad political fights we are going to initiate. That and like if we really need to drive a stake through the heart of the beast that is the book,
it's got to be free to play.
Yeah,
I think it's got to be FTP, and I think this is sort of a philanthropic sort of. I mean, it's also setting the stage, right? If you play this game, you are going to be tantalized. There is no way you're not buying Death Stranding.
I mean, why are we stopping with Facebook though? Shouldn't we make it so you have to link Instagram and Twitter as well?
Are we just? I think if we're giving them a morsel, right? This prequel is going to focus on Facebook. Death Stranding is going to shut down the internet permanently.
So we're doing a trilogy here. Let's do a trilogy. Let's go after all the pillars of social media:
Facebook, Twitter,
and I guess Instagram falls under the Facebook umbrella.
That's true.
I feel like you use the word peach. Peach is fine. Peach can stay.
Leave Peach alone. I
think if one of these pillars goes down, the others will buckle under the weight.
The newfound, because the scrutiny. I mean, Twitter is fucking, as far as I'm concerned, the number one main website. Like, when I think of the internet, Twitter is the internet. And even with Facebook deflecting all the traffic from olds, Twitter can't fucking keep their shit together. So I feel like if everyone migrated from Facebook to Twitter, they would just fully...
They would be crushed.
They would be destroyed.
Yeah.
Couldn't handle it.
This is a good game. So it's again, just to really set the stage. It's kind of like a Gears of War horde shooter. Are we assuming that's what Death Stranding is going to be?
There's going to be a story mode too, but this is the horde component of Death Stranding Ground Zeroes.
This is just a piece of the bigger pie in Death Stranding Ground Zeroes.
Oh God, I just had a horrible thought.
What?
I'm like, while we're talking, I'm doing a transfer from my old PS4 to the PS4. Am I going to lose?
You get to keep PT.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
I think
I just got
Kirk
very,
Hamilton
very
at Kotaku, I think was the one who I saw do the same thing. So you should be good. I was actually thinking how fucking tight would it be if some mysterious benefactor pushed out a PS4 Pro patch for PT? How dope would that be? Just to add one more layer to the mystery and confusion about that thing.
This is a good game. I mean, I don't know if it'll be a good game, but I think it is
it's an important game.
It's doing a good thing.
Game. Yeah.
Right. It's a public service, really, more than a game.
Yeah, that's true. It's
like folding at home.
It is. This is the new folding at home.
My main concern is obviously I'm going to play it. You guys are going to play it.
Yeah.
The people in the know, industry insiders and consumers are going to play it. But Facebook is half just really old fans of like CBS's anti-millennial programming. How do we get this? How do we get this in their hands?
Jim Belushi. Or James Belushi. Which one's the according to Jim guy? Probably Jim Belushi.
Probably not. Well, according to James, is an entirely different program.
Also, James Belushi is Jim Belushi.
I'm still confused. I'm a huge SNL dork. Why am I blanking on Jim Belushi? John Belushi.
John Belushi is the deceased one.
According to John.
Do you prefer James, Jim, or Jimmy Belushi? It's a really
Let's
tough
go with
call.
Jimmy. He's the star. He is okay. So Ritas can have the full Kojima one that's already advertised. We've got James Belushi.
We got James Belushi.
And in the Horde mode, everyone has to be James Belushi, but we will have skins.
I love that, and that ties right back into the microtransaction. The skin, there are skins that you're going to want to see him wear. But all the price you have to pay is sending a friend request to your teacher from middle school.
But then you get Dia de los Muertos, James Belushi.
Yes. Oh, good sombrero going on. That's my
just like your gym teacher.
Your James teacher.
Your Jim.
The guy taught you everything you know about James Belushi.
Your middle school James teacher, their beach pic. And they're wearing swimwear, and you're like, I'm gonna like this photo, and it's the only interaction we're ever gonna have on Facebook. Are you kidding me?
But then do you get that skin?
You get the swim.
You get that for James Belushi.
It takes that photo of your James teacher, and it wraps his skin around Jim Belushi.
It's
so
like
you
the
get a
old Connect
custom.
ads.
Yes, like holding up your skateboard, hold up a photo of your gym teacher, and scan it in.
And it puts it on James Belushi.
That's good.
This is such a good game. Oh. I feel like I'm eating Kojima's lunch a little bit is the only thing. Like we're beating him to his own game.
Honoring him.
You know what I want to do? I want to print out this episode of Cool Games Inc. and I want to send it to Zuck. I want to send it to the Facebook man and just be like, "Here's what's up. We're gonna take your shit apart." And he's like, but then he'll be like, I'll give you $1 billion not to put this episode out, not to develop this game, and then wait for the offer and try squeeze him, and then right when he thinks we're about to give in and take all his money, we say no.
I'm pretty sure this is what Watch Dogs 2 is about. By the way, I'm 99%.
It's a side mission.
Yeah, there's a whole side mission about this. Man, yeah. God, we gotta so we can blackmail Zuck posed as Kojima.
So wait, are we trying to get rich now, or are we just trying to
I'm saying we make him squirm.
Honestly, this is something we've struggled with a lot, Dan. The tension between making the world better and making me and Griffin richer.
Right.
We did a game about digital vaping VR cigarettes where we funded that game half with money from the Truth Against Cigarette campaign and half from cigarette lobbyists, and maybe there's a way to do that here.
I don't remember doing that at all.
Oh, sorry, we did not do that. That was a different company, sort of a shell company. But yeah. So, is there a way that we can blackmail Zuck and destroy his Facebook enterprise?
Well, could it be like a faction thing? Like when you're talking about the truth thing and the tobacco thing, do you know in Mortal Kombat X how you could pick a faction? Like you could be the Lin Kuei. And so, when people start the game, they could choose what side they want to be on, and then there's this metagame going on.
People fighting for and against Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But then the people fighting for it would probably be older people that don't play a lot of games.
They're going to be bad at the game. That is actually very rich, very delicious.
Mm-hmm. So there'd be more of them, right?
Well, Facebook's where I go to barf up all my screeds.
Yeah,
I got to get in on this game.
Facebook more than young people want to destroy it, I think. So young people
So we've got the young people are
in the horde mode.
Yeah.
The horde is the old people
of olds.
because there's more of them. So the young people, you have a limit of 5 young people per team trying to destroy Facebook against like 200 old people playing the horde.
and like the old people are just running up against a wall. Like
the balance mechanic is simply that they don't know how to. They don't know how to play the video game.
Right.
But they can pull
how.
triggers and hit buttons. Like they'll have rocket launchers. They can be like the big like Brumac guys and stuff. And one shot goes the right way. You're all dead
if they can aim at you. It's a beautifully balanced game.
This is the fucking opposite of CBS's anti-millennial lineup.
Right.
This is
anti-old propaganda.
Yes.
And they're participating in it. It's perfect.
They're participating, and they're so bad, and they're just poking and liking and messaging and RSVPing so fucking much because they keep dying because they're so bad at it.
So we're basically, in addition to destroying the fundamentals of how social interaction works on Facebook, we're also basically DDoSing them if this game gets popular enough, because the amount of shit that we're pumping into their API to make this happen is huge. It's just enormous.
Man.
If there's 200 olds per match, if it's 200 on 8, like that's substantial. That's a lot of traffic.
Oh man,
I think it's wave-based, though. I think we stick with the horde thing, so like it is the same 5 young people throughout the entire ordeal, but then like every wave of horde, and there's 50 waves, has like 30 enemies. So we're talking like maybe a couple thousand old people against 5 young people.
God, that's good.
If you can last.
And every once in a while, there like let's not cast any aspersions here. There is that one old lady who loves to play Skyrim on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like she gets into a match. We underestimate her. She
Oh
dominates
no, yeah.
for a little
There's
bit.
certainly are outliers.
Where does
I don't
the
want to
bulldog
make it sound like old folks can't play video games. I'm just saying most of them can't.
Yeah.
Okay. Where does the bulldog that played Tony Hawk ride? Because I mean, he's not really. We don't know how old he is.
We don't know.
Is he with us?
I think we
he
might be.
skateboards, so he's probably young.
He's
God,
he's
he's gotta
vital.
be.
He's healthy for a bulldog, probably, because he's got to kick and push like that.
That's true.
Man, this is good. What if when they die, the only like penalty that they do is they send a message to every single one of their Facebook friends advertising this game?
No, they get pop-ups on their PC saying, "We found a virus. Click this to whatever," and then it just scams them.
Well, that's just mean to the old people. That's not
they die.
dismantling
There
Facebook.
has to be there's consequences to this game. That's the whole point.
Sure. So the game again is Death Stranding Ground Zeroes.
Yes, it is.
The only thing that worries me is that's actually going to be a real game. That
No,
that
it's James Belushi's Death Stranding Ground Zeroes.
That's excellent.
James Belushi presents.
James Belushi presents Death Stranding: Ground Zeroes.
Yeah, fuck, that's good. I think that's it. This is one of the more comprehensive gaming pitches we've put
really
together in a while.
We put together a design doc here today that I think we can present.
Things may change throughout development, but I think we need to stay true to the core. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the core tenets that we came up with today.
I think we got some, and we should also, and I can't highlight this enough, we should make it a good game so it's fun to play.
Oh, a good fun game.
Let's make it good,
and and in terms of marketing, because we've kind of slept on that for a bit. I think we put all our money onto a single video advertisement that will air during CBS's Fuck Young People rock block. And
it's
then
the new
like,
Kevin James show.
Kevin
yes, wait, right?
Or specifically their lineup that's about how dumb young people are, and then so we just put it in there. We sandwich it right in there, and then I think once we get the ball rolling, it's gonna avalanche.
I mean, I am a CBS employee, so I can bring this to some people.
That's good. I'll take this design doc with you into the office today. Yeah.
That's good stuff. Maybe you could sneak it in. Maybe you could sneak the tape in to, how CBS, like, they just have, like, the one VCR, and then they just sort of beam it all out from there.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
that's why
it's at the base of the satellite dish.
It's why they have
the tape in there.
It's why they have commercials, is they have to switch the tape. Like, they finish one part of the Kevin Can Wait episode, and then they pop out the tape. And while they're popping out the tape, it's like they show a Pringles ad.
It's just the Riddler machine from Batman Forever.
Perfect. More or less.
Awesome. I'm very proud of what we've done here today.
Me too.
Dan, thank you so much for joining us on Cool Games Inc.
It was a lot of fun.
Where can people hear more of you?
They can find me on giantbomb.com and the Giant Bombcast. I just put out a book called The Dumbest Kid in Gifted Class on Amazon for Kindle and
that's
paperback.
brand new, right?
That is brand new. That just came out this week, and I'm very very happy with the feedback so far.
Having read a couple chapters of it. I don't know that I've ever read a book by anyone that is so explicitly written in their voice. Like, I just hear you in my head. It is uncanny. There was the story about the first time you saw, because it's actually not gaming or wrestling focused,
very light on those.
But there is like the story of the first time you saw a Mortal Kombat cabinet was just so vivid to me. I was like, I'm learning about Dan discovering who he is for the first time by seeing this.
And then having to go to the principal at Catholic school because I drew too much blood when Raiden was blowing up that guy's head, and I was sketching fatalities all day in Catholic school.
That's how a good game. I hope our game makes people feel the way Mortal Kombat made you feel when you first,
absolutely
when you first saw it. And you said it's on Kindle, and is there something with Amazon Prime, like you get?
If you have that Kindle Unlimited thing, you can read it for free.
Yeah.
And also, if you buy it on Kindle, you can lend it to people for free.
Tight.
And read it for free. Go for
it. It's a good book. I am enjoying my time with it.
Thank you.
Anything else, Griffin?
No, I can't think of anything else. Thank you all for listening. Dan, thank you for joining us.
Anytime.
Until next time, I'm Griffin McElroy.
I'm Nick Robinson.
Say it.
Me? I say it? No problem, fun. Make dance. Make dance. Our slogan that we say at the end of the episode is no problem, fun.
You should say his name. Say like, I'm Dan Reichert.
He says that, or I say that?
I'll say it.
Griffin, he's Dan Reichert, so he should be the one that says
Griffin, I think you should say it. Or you say Dan, I'll do Reichert.
Why can't you just say his name?
He's Dan Reichert.
I'm Griffin McElroy.
No problem, fine.